We are now live, day 30 of our daily tea practice. Poor love is now somewhat behind us. Stephen and I are still going to be tallying all the data from the last 15 days. Wow, day 30, Stephen, that we've spent together here in front of this camera with some tea in front of us, 30 days straight. Wow. So for some of you who've joined us all 30 days, thank you for keeping us company and for everything that you do and for everything we've done at the Poor Love Challenge. Yeah. So welcome to kind of let you know, take a break from all the crazy Poor Love things we've been doing. I woke up this morning, I'm like, wow, that was like a roller coaster. Poor is a very intense tea. It's a very, you know, I felt it was a very forward-moving challenge that we did. We got a lot done. But now it's time to kind of chill out for a little bit. So I hope that you guys are in the mood to just kind of chill. Talk some stories. I've been really inspired by some stories over the last couple days. Yeah, let's drink some good tea. Hello to TJ, Jeremy, nice to see you. Ronan, bonsoir to both of you. Very, very late bonsoir to Ronan. Les Matins, T, nice to meet you. Welcome to the chat. And August, and I imagine Lisa. It's nice to see you guys. What a coincidence, since we'll be drinking some Ling today from I and Nai Nai over in Taiwan. Yeah, I didn't know what to do today. I asked Magic Tea Bot on Discord. You know, we have a bot on the Discord that tells you what to drink if you have no idea what you're doing. So I kind of, you know, after 15 days of planning what my tea sessions were, I kind of let it be to the wind. And it put oolong. And then I asked Steven, what should we do? I have no idea what we're doing. I kind of crumpled up into a little, you know, ball intellectually after the Poor Love Challenge, which was very fun, but also, you know, a lot of work. It was like a sprint for us. A tea that we weren't as familiar with. A lot of kind of new things that we did. You know, we did our first interviews, which I hope you guys had a good time with those. So lots of forward-moving energy. So yeah, I figured today we could kind of just take it easy. I think that once you know your teas pretty well, you can use them as tools so that when you are trying to look for something specific in the tea session, you can use it as a way to center yourself or find some grounding, etc., etc. So nothing too challenging today for me. This is a tea that's just very, very close to my heart. And I imagine to you too, Lisa and August. It's the Ling from 99i in Taiwan. So let's preheat this stuff. Whew. It's not that I'm tired of tea. I'm just like, just take it easy, you know? No experiments today, no interviews, no analysis, just tea. I admit that sometimes I don't do enough of that. Yeah. Jeremy from TJ9 says he'll be drinking some oolong, maybe charcoal dongding. We actually thought about doing charcoal dongding today. Steven's first thing was, oh, Jeremy's gonna get his oolong today, let's do charcoal dongding. But I was like, we've been planning every single tea session for the last... I mean, it's not like we plan the sessions ahead, but in the moment we are like, hey, it's gotta be pu'er, and what are we gonna do? And I gotta announce it, and Discord's gonna know, and then I gotta log it. And so I'm like, no, I don't wanna do, I've been doing like synchronized swimming with my tea the last 15 days is what it feels like. So I figured that you'd have your floating leaves ordered today. You can just join us with some charcoal dongding anyway. I think that'll be fine. Yeah. So let me know what you guys are drinking. How your tea session's going. And yeah, we're gonna chill, if that's okay with you guys. Can't always go all the time, even for me. With all the anxious and forward-facing energy that I tend to have. Yeah, Henrique, welcome today. And Abhijit2341, welcome to the chat. Henrique, I'm sure you're happy that we're doing oolong, right? The entire time that we were running Poor Love, I just kept getting these guerrilla fighter messages from Henrique. Oolong forever! Don't worry. You know, I did, for those of you who didn't know about the Poor Love Challenge, it's over now, but it ended yesterday. And the challenge was to, you know, for me, get into pu'er as much as I did into oolong tea, fall in love with it a bit. I have to say I did fall in love with pu'er after so long of trying to get into it. during that challenge. So thank you for joining in that journey. If you don't like pu'er still, if you don't love it yet, hopefully it's like a little step forward. I feel like if there's a tea that you don't necessarily love, it's not that the tea itself is bad. Everyone has personal preferences, of course, but there is going to be an example of that tea somewhere that will appeal to you. It's just a matter of time to wait for it. I think that you saw this with Dansong, right, Henrique? So that dansong usually hurts your stomach, but if you find the right one, it's gonna work out. So I'm gonna get my tea ready here. August and Lisa are drinking Songluo cha. I'm not sure what Songluo cha is. You should tell me about it. Yeah, and then Ronan is gonna have a warm Wu Yan cha. Don't know which one yet. Should we decide for her? No, she can decide. Okay, so a little bit of the stuff that's on the table. Pot is by Chen Yonghong. It's a wood-fired pot. Wood-fired friends, cheers. It's from Taiwan. The tea boat's also from Taiwan. I think it's from Along. Rock is from Ilan, near, Ai's house. The beach near Ai's house. And then probably the newest acquisition from this group is this tea scoop from Mihai Tea Scoops. We were actually in Yosemite National Park, or trying to be, away from nature, away from the internet, away from technology. And Steven was like, hey, can you, he's driving, right? Can you refresh my Instagram again and make sure that he didn't get back to me yet? What are you talking about? Oh, Mihai Tea Scoops. I just want to make sure that this wasn't sold out yet. I asked him about it. Maybe I should have had you buy it, because maybe I didn't approach him correct. And he doesn't want to reply to me because maybe, I don't know, because he really wanted this scoop. So this is from Sven from Mihai Tea Scoops over in Eastern Europe. Where is it from? Czech Republic. So yeah, actually the first Czech Republic thing we've ever owned, I would say. Yeah. Really beautiful tea scoop. I wish I knew more about wood to really dig into it a little bit more. I think the more you know about something, the more the tiniest details can really captivate you. But I'm glad I have Steven, who has slightly different taste and impulses than I do, so that we have even more teaware than we should use, or even have. And then of course, Ling. This is a 2014 Ling from the original bag that they gave me. The first time I met them for the first time. They gave me Ling. They're crazy. We can talk about the story in a little bit, but we can brew this tea. Wow, very satisfying tea scoop. I dig it. It's got the pale top, and then on the bottom, dark. So it's kind of like you deactivate it now that the job is done. I like it. Yeah. And then my favorite part, most underrated thing in my experience, or my opinion of the tea preparation process, smelling the pre-warmed teapot with the tea leaves inside. Wow! I haven't had oolong from them in 2 weeks. We got serious with the Pour Love Challenge, friends. So, yeah. Tea Blossom is here. Welcome to our tea practice today. Something really chill. Tea Curious is not really known for being that chill, I guess. So no experiments, no 7 pots today, no 15 waters, no Pour Love Challenge today. Just tea. How to do that sometimes. Dino Lencioni, welcome. Cheers to you. Let us know what you guys are drinking. Le Matin. Oh my god, I don't have enough French in my system yet. I'm trying to turn my blood in my veins to maple syrup, one French word at a time. But he's drinking, or she's drinking, a simple and classic Persian blend tea. What's in the blend? I've never had that before. And then August is telling us about the Songluo they're having. Songluo is similar to a Kiman, but it's rolled from Anhui. Wow, see, I've never had that tea before. It's really, really nice. Yeah. I'm glad you like the pot too. Steven will not give me the pot back. He's just sniffing like an addict. It smells really, really good. Wow. Yeah. It's only in the last year or so that I've become comfortable having mismatching teaware a little bit. I've always been a sets kind of person. I think most people do. Start with tea sets. You want all your cups to match. You want all your motifs to match. But over the last couple of years becoming closer to ceramics friends and just maker friends. It's like, yeah, I don't mind if stuff's mismatching. There's so many stories. I think that August and Lisa posted about this a couple days ago, and it just really resonated with me that the matching is like a surface level thing. I like the look, of course. I try to match a little bit, but when every single piece in your tea arsenal has a story, it's not even like, oh, I bought this for $50 or $180. Can you guess which is the $180 purchase on this table? But there's a story for every single one, and I think that's really cool. If you're drinking good tea, you should be, using good teaware. Yeah. Let's get this show on the road. Oh my god, that's stupid. This smells so good. It's been so many weeks, it feels like, since we've had oolong from them, which is usually a staple for us. So, we'll get going. And then I'm curious to see why you guys picked the teas that you did today. Why the Persian blend? Why the Songhua tea? I'm picking this because I want to relax and have a good time. And not worry about things too much. This tea is like liquid joy for me because of the tea itself. I really, really like High Mountain tea. It's a Ling, which is, objectively speaking, it's from the highest elevation tea farms in Taiwan. So big name. Steven was like, you sure? Like, do you just not you want to take it easy? Especially since we only have a little bit of the Ling from them left. They no longer make Ling, so this is very precious little bag to us. But what's the point of drinking tea if you don't drink what you like, Yeah, needed a pore cleanse is correct. It's not like the pores were bad. It's just, it's not enough time. Let's let it sit. Just wanted to go back to some oolong that we know really, really well, comforting teas. We had that desert island teas discussion the other day. I think the desert island tea and the just comforting tea are two different answers for me. So, right, I would say, yeah, I have to think about what that is. The tea is just like a warm blanket. I can just relax. Wonder. Morgane Lee and Nazanin from Tea Thoughts, welcome to tea practice today. Salvador, how's it going down in Tijuana, my friend? We're having some oolong today. Yeah, from my teacher in Taiwan. And Rabbit of Tea is here too. Welcome. Aren't you the god of tea? When did you become the rabbit of tea? It's so philosophical. I only recognize you from your icon. I think your icon didn't change. And today Henrique had a Brazilian black tea from Brazil. It's like, where is it from? Oh, it's from Brazil. See, I'm needing some tea. Have we had tea this morning? I don't think we have.
Not yet.
That's how out of it we are today. We're just, yeah. I'm not that philosophical. I guess I could be. I can be sometimes, but it's like, go with the flow a little bit, Today. I tend to like to do the complicated tea topics when I'm on live because it's easier to talk about that kind of stuff. Because once we talk about feelings and opinions, it's like, it's easier to talk about the topic than what I think or what I feel about stuff. But that's okay. Cheers. Wow. This tea. Wow. Holy crap. Wow. Wow. It's still going. I tried to talk and then the tea was like, hey, wait, I'm not done yet. This tea is so long. One sip. We've just taken one sip each and the tea is just so long and expressive and holy crap. Lisa, maybe August too. You had the Ling from them before, right? Just an incredible tea. It's funny that you guys popped in because Lisa and August are also really good friends of theirs, and I spent a good couple of weeks with Lisa in Taiwan when we were visiting there the first time. Nice coincidence. Yeah. Let's see. They're drinking the Songhua, warming on this chilly day. It's chilly over there. It's almost 70, 80 degrees over here, 26 degrees Celsius. Warming on a chilly day in New York with a hint of smokiness to soften the quarantine day. Yeah, I'm needing some softening, that's for sure. And Jeremy's having a 2019 winter leash on from Floating Leaves. Oh, Jeremy, I couldn't, after last night's like little tea session on Discord, it was so hard to wrap up the day. It's just so much fun, so much profound moments, so many tea stories. After we signed off of Discord, we had something to eat, and then we talked to a couple other tea friends, and then those, conversations went really deep too. I think that's why today I'm like, ooh, I gotta take it easy. I'm very full. My heart's very full. My mind is very full. Just relax. Oh, August says, Lisa has it, but she hasn't shared it with me yet. She's hoarding all the Dayuling. What?
She's smart.
Lisa is pretty smart. Lisa must have a purpose for it, though. I know. Maybe she's saving it for a very special moment. I wonder what Lisa is keeping it for. So again, why this tea is so, precious. I love their other teas as well, but they no longer make this Dayuling. At least this year, and last year, they had decided not to because of the price. So some of you might have heard about the Dayuling issues going on there. Dayuling is the highest elevation mountain, and the government is trying to kind of reclaim that area, reclaim the farms there, because I feel like it's a symbolic thing. I'm not an expert on this. I haven't been to Dayuling itself. It's very difficult to get there, and it takes a long time because you're going to go all the way up the mountain. So I've never been there. I'd like to go maybe this year, hopefully. But I think it's a symbolic thing because there are lots of other places in Taiwan where mountains are being taken over by tea farms. It's not the only place. It's more of like, let's take the very highest point that deforestation has occurred and use those farms as like an example, a stance that the government does not fully accept forests being taken down for tea farms. So as much as I love high mountain tea, it's true that tea isn't supposed to be the plant that's on those mountains, right? It's supposed to be the trees, it's supposed to be the native forest. So I think that's why they did that. They used this highest elevation farm, most iconic, very famous in Taiwan, as an example. Otherwise, they just take out all of Alishan and all of Shanlingxi, Of course, they can't do that. But I don't know. I'll have to ask someone why, whoever decided that in the government, why they wanted to reclaim those farms and stuff. So what I understand is they're trying to reforest that area, and so the tea that is available there, there's still tea there. There's still tea gardens there. I'm not sure if they're trying to just convert all of it or keep some of it, I'm not sure. But as a result, just because of a supply and demand thing, there's less of it available, and so what's available is very expensive. So, yeah. I and her mom don't own the farms. They kind of have this symbiotic relationship with the farms where the farm does their own processing most of the time, and then they'll go to that farm once every couple times a season, maybe one time a season, to buy the leaves and make tea, because they live in a place in Taiwan that's relatively low elevation, no like oomph in the name. It's not an iconic place. I really like Yilan, but it's not famous. Have you guys ever had Yilan tea? Yilan? It's a no-name place. So for the effort, just on an economic level, it's not worth it for them to make tea out of there because it's just not going to sell as well as high mountain stuff. So that's why it's very expensive for them now. And then they asked a couple of their friends who buy a lot of this very expensive tea, do you want Dayuling this year? It's going to be 3x the price. They said, nah, your Jade Mountain's just as good. Chabe, August, and Lisa, who are in the chat, sell the Jade Mountain, by the way. So if you would like to get some of that, go ask them. I don't think they have Dayuling though, and if they do, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad. Number one, and then number two, I'm gonna buy all of it. And number three, I'm gonna be mad at Lisa because poor August hasn't even had it, and it's on the site. So there's a problem. August says, I thought that I was Lisa's special moment. I thought so too. You guys are just awesome. So I guess, I don't know. I wonder why Lisa's saving the Dayuling. But there is a reason why she's hoarding it. I don't drink this all the time either. I think the last time we had this was sometime last year, maybe one time.
We had it with I.
Not this bag though.
Oh.
Not this bag.
We stole from Fang's bag when we had it.
Yes, we don't tell Fang. We stole from, this is actually my sister's bag, but she's not going to notice. It's okay. It's educational purposes. We had our friends who were with us at the Taiwan tea tour in autumn who had never had it before, so we broke in to that bag. Anyway, it's a special occasion tea. Good stuff. Incredible. Just on its own.
With us. Were they with us, or did they leave already?
They were with us, yeah. They were with us. What are you talking about? They were with us. Yeah, we did an autumn tea tour in the autumn. And that was a lot of fun. So right about now, we would have been on the spring tea tour, but for obvious reasons, we're here in the States. But it's okay. Go with the flow. Time will pass. Yeah. Ronan as well. I completely forgot about that. I see I'm just flowing today. I've been doing a lot of thinking lately, like overthinking. And Ronan as well has been to Elon and is very good friends with them. They're just a super generous family, so there's a lot of friends that surround them. So, yeah, Ronan, have you had the Daiuling as well? I should have asked you that question too. I bet you have. So that makes me, Steven, Lisa, and Ronan. And then the friends who came with us to the Taiwan tea tour, who might be on the chat. And then August is alone. August, I'm on your side. I want Lisa to pour that for you.
Jeremy likes the floating leaves.
Joe is here. Hi Joe, welcome. We're doing some oolong. It might be a little bit telling that we jumped right from Puer Love into oolong again. But I asked Magic Teabot on the Discord, okay? And he said oolong. So that's why. The proof is there in the casual chat. It's not my oolong bias alone. Banu Dodo, welcome to the chat as well. We're just drinking some nice, kind of chilled out teas. Dino Lencioni is having a Tamanshan Hong Shui. There's only one person I know, well, two people who have a Tamanshan Hong Shui. Sounds like floating leaves going up in here. And Jeremy is also having a floating leaves Li Shan, who says that he's never had such a good one. Yeah. White Camden, welcome to tea practice today too. To go with a flow tea practice, very intimate. I didn't announce it on Instagram because I figured whoever would show up would show up. Yeah, and Discord friends, you guys are fam already, so. Yeah. Joe, I've had and currently have a Daiuling. You should brew it.
From Leafy Green?
Yeah, from Leafy Green. Leafy Green Teas over in, I guess, Boston or Massachusetts in general is where they're from. August, I'm used to being alone on most matters. It's okay. The tea leaves that suffer the most are the tastiest, right? Ronan, I've had an Elon in the tea house, but I don't have any at home. Well, you've had it. It's better than what August has. Because apparently August has it in his presence, but he hasn't drunk it. That's the most tragic. I'm just doing this to guilt trip Lisa, to be honest. And Dino, yes, the Tamanshan Hong Shui is from Floating Leaves, who we had on this morning too. Yeah, we really love them and can't say enough how much they've changed our tea journey too. So many mentors, so many friends. Yeah. Yeah. August, we have Jade Mist, high elevation stock at chabe.nyc. So yeah, if you want this level of tea, I don't think that they have the Daiuling, but they have oolongs from the rest of this family at Chabe, so you should go do that. And if you're jealous of our wood-fired stuff, you should go do that too, because they do wood-fired stuff as well. I'm not sure if you guys have been able to fire this year, but I hope that you guys do. Yeah. I saw you just want to go to the studio, August. Today, Steven just started working on his repairs and totally forgot the epoxy at his house, but we'll do the kintsugi today.
Can do lacquer.
Yeah, lacquer. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for joining us in this kind of chill tea session today. Thomas Tea Reviews, welcome to a chill session of a Daiuling from Taiwan. Good tea. August says our guilt trip is not working. She doesn't want to break the vacuum seal. Maybe in 2030. This tea is incredible, by the way. We're only 2 steepings in. I did pick a pot that is well suited for this tea. This is a Taiwanese clay, kind of high mountain clay. It's a harder clay, supposedly, very porous, and it's difficult for them to make very small pots with these, which is why it's quite big for a pot, pretty big pot. This is actually Nai's pot that I just loved, and I always watched her using it over the summer. I was in Taiwan 3 times last year. I kept looking at this pot. It's just so gorgeous. And I was like, man, I really like that pot. And then she let me buy it. Let us buy it. So, yeah. Honestly amazed. Or maybe she's just not as sentimental as we are with teaware. And it's incredible for high mountain oolong. Incredible! So most of the tea that's gone through this pot, most if not all, has been high mountain oolong. So it's a dedicated pot. And I have to say, if there's one pot we have to dedicate to high mountain, it's this one, Stephen. We actually don't dedicate our pots 100% to a tea. We will match the tea for the pot, and for the most part brew that matching tea with the pot. But you've seen our tea experiments. We'll bust out some wui oolong pots to brew oolong of other kinds in, or a green tea pot to brew pu'er in. We don't. I feel like it doesn't make a huge difference if you brew in it occasionally something else. Yeah. So, but this one maybe we'll season, because Nai drinks nothing but high mountain oolong. And Renan's correct. Lisa will have to break it at some point. Jeremy, how's that Lishan going from Floating Leaves? The first tea you've gotten from them after all that effort. Yeah. August, our wood firing schedule, he says, is on hold for now, but we are hoping to still light the fire in August. In August and August. Hey, August, are you born in August? Is that a stupid question? The Teapot Rescue Society, welcome to the chat today. You're dropping in for a very chill, kind of go with the flow tea session. After 15 days of pu'er love and 30 days straight of Instagram live tea practice. So we gotta have a chill one in there, right? Yeah, I think 60 teas in to the pu'er love challenge log. It's been very fun seeing everyone's kind of data and insights and stuff like that. Jeremy, who's in the chat, went up to, 40 pu'ers in 15 days. Kudos, my friend. But now he's drinking some high mountain oolong, as he should. Yeah. Jeremy, I'm literally floating on a fruity and flowery crowd right now.
He's crowd surfing.
He's
on fruits and flowers.
He's cloud surfing. Wow, I like that. Cloud surfing. You're a hacker or someone who just has really good high mountain oolong. One of those two. I'm cloud surfing too. We're cloud surfing. August says he was born this month. Okay. Happy birthday. I'm not sure if it's happened yet. Ace of Lighty and Teresa Reina, welcome to our tea practice today. Nice little chill session. So far, people are brewing some Songluo black tea, I think, from Anhui. Lishan from Floating Leaves. We got some Taman Hong Shui from Floating Leaves, which I don't think I've had yet, right? The Tamanshan specifically.
That's
I think we might have had it at Northwest Tea Fest.
Yes.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
I really, really like that Hong Shui. I think it's GABA too.
It is.
Right? And I usually don't like GABA teas, but their GABA tea is really, really good. What else is everyone drinking? I think Ronan was going to spin up some Wui Yancha. I'm not sure which one she picked yet.
High Mountain Sencha.
The Teapot Rescue Society. Yeah, High Mountain Sencha. I like the sound of that. Japanese tea is something I didn't really get into so deeply until the last couple of years also. Because a lot of the sencha that's in the market is just sencha. It's blended, mass-produced kind of market stuff. Nothing wrong with that, but I got bored. And I didn't know that Japanese tea could be just as diverse and really mindfully made, and different terroirs, high mountain, low mountain sencha, sencha by the river, sencha by the rocks, So I'm starting to get into sencha again. Probably my favorite is Thé du Japon from Tokyo. Every single sencha I've had from them is just incredible. I've never liked a vendor that consistently for every single tea as that. So I don't know what I don't know what sorcery he's got up to over in Thé du Japon, but he's got some sorcery for sure. Teapot Rescue Society, where's your High Mountain Center from? Curious. And Dino says that indeed the Taman Hong Shui from Floating Leaves is a GABA oolong. Yeah, we were almost going to do a Floating Leaves today, but I felt sentimental and struck up the Dayuling. A Sulaiti is having a Shui Shen. We're having some Dayuling from Taiwan. High mountain stuff. It's just the highest elevation tea farm in Taiwan, but that's not what this makes it special. It's just a really, really good tea. It tastes like drinking a cloud. If for those of you who do watch the Floating Leaves streams, Shoen talks about puffiness in High Mountain Oolong, and in other teas too, but I think this is the tea that first taught me how explosive oolong could be, because I took one sip of it the very first time I had it, and it just like a galaxy of clouds exploded on the palate. Just incredible. My first time having one too. Yeah, it's a good story behind this tea that maybe we'll get to in a couple minutes. I'm straight chilling, you know. August is having, or saying that he loves the GABA tea from Tea Company. Oh, the Green Sanctuary GABA. We've had that tea, but not the GABA version. Green Sanctuary, right? That's the one that's picked by
I have had that.
Yeah. We like the Green Sanctuary as well. We've only had it once, but I'd like to try it again.
Those leaves are massive.
Yeah, they're really, really good. I was a little bit skeptical about the tea at first because it's supposed to be like a monastery, right? Is that the monastery tea?
The Buddhist monks
tea? Yeah, the Buddhist monks tea. Yeah.
Legitimately Buddhist monks tea.
Yeah. So that Green Sanctuary, in August you can confirm this if it's true, but Tea Company has this Green Sanctuary. I'm not sure it's the GABA version, but they say, oh, it's from a monastery, Buddhist monks, and as someone who came from Tivana's marketing and bought into the whole, oh, silver needles only picked 3 days out of the year by monks for the emperor. That was me 2009, 2010. So I'm always like, if I see monks on a tea description, I'm very like, is that right or not? But that tea is really good.
So all the Green Sanctuary, the Green Sanctuary is a line of products.
Okay.
So they all come from that.
From the monastery.
Yeah.
But the actual monastery. Yeah. I think it's a healthy skepticism, right? Because not every single tea
Right.
has some monks associated with it. Actually, this tea has, because I've seen some, the monks in Ilan really like drinking their tea. Like, damn, I should have become a monk instead. I can just buy kilos and kilos of high mountain tea from them. And Pot Rescue Society is drinking that tea from Namsen Tea House in Bisbee, Arizona, not too far from us. We were actually thinking about driving to Arizona today, just for funsies, but are we lazy? Too lazy? I've never heard of Bisbee, Arizona. We're over in Las Vegas, Nevada, for those of you who are tuning in. We don't live in the Strip. We don't pay our taxes in casino chips. Some of the ridiculous things that we've heard about Vegas. Do you pay taxes in casino chips? Serious question too. Oh yeah, and Namsen Tea House is in the chat right now. Welcome, fellow Southwest in America tea friends. Hi from Las Vegas.
How far?
Is it pretty far away?
8 hours.
8 hours?
It's on the border to Mexico.
Oh wow, it's a long way. It's not even that close to us. The American Southwest is a big place, for sure. Yeah, so let us know what you're drinking too. Over at the tea house. And August says yes, that's the monastery folks.
Yeah.
Claudia from Tea Epiphany is here from, where are you, Claudia? Vancouver? I know when I'm talking to you guys individually, but when I'm on stream, I'm like, everyone's like a geographic pin on the map. Now we can add Bisbee, Arizona. Is it Bisbee? Did I get that right?
Yep.
Bisbee, Arizona.
All the way down there.
Yep. We've got Vegas, we've got New York City, Sao Paulo. I think Jeremy's he's not in Montreal. He's slightly outside of Montreal, so he's not a real Montrealer.
Tea Thoughts is Toronto, right?
Is Tea Thoughts in Toronto? I'm not sure if Nazan is still in here, but she's in Toronto. I think she's Canadian. Well, all the cool people Canadian. I mean, y'all are cool too, but like, maybe it's just a selection bias. There's a lot of really cool Canadian people. Yeah. Claudia, we're drinking some Ling, third steep, delicious tea. Yeah, let's tell you the story about this tea. This bag was given to me the very first time I met I and Feng at World Tea Expo 2014 or 15. And I'd never met them before. I was brewing some tea, and I asked them later on, like, what made you talk to me? And they're like, you just look like you're having a really good time. Like, you're really digging the tea. So we just thought we should go talk to her, because she just likes tea a lot. And Lisa, I think you were there with Teresa from Tea Shop New York, right? No August yet. August, you weren't even born yet. Steven was also not born yet. And I'd never met them before. Was Lisa? I think Lisa was there. Lisa was so quiet the first time I met her. I forget. And it was really busy World Tea Expo situation. And they were like, wow, you brewed that tea really well. And we just, what kind of tea do you like to drink? They said. And I never met these people in my life. I just knew they were from the World Tea Expo. I'm like, oh, I love Taiwan Oolong. And they're like, we're from Taiwan. I'm like, wow, great, amazing. And they're like, hey, do you like Ling? I'm like, Ling? That's like saying, like, oh, I like... What's a good example of this? Like...
You like cars? Ever driven a Ferrari?
Yeah. You like cars? You drive a Ferrari? Or, you like sushi? You want some otoro? Like, you want some, like... What's one more example? Like, do you... See, I'm not fancy. My taste is not fancy. I don't even know. Do you like thing? Oh, you do. Do you like the most expensive and commonly faked and rare and difficult to authenticate thing? So, oh, you like Taiwan Oolong? Do you like Ling? So I'm like, in that setting, World Tea Expo honestly has a lot of good vendors. It has a lot of bad vendors too. I never met these people in my life, and I get approached a lot by... folks who I don't really like their vibe or their tea, but they were like, wow, Ling. I'm like, yeah, and I honestly told them, I'm very honest with people. I've never had it before. I've always wanted to, but I was always afraid of buying it online because it's something I couldn't authenticate for myself, right? So if you're buying Ling online, it's just impossible for all of it to be real. Even like Darjeeling or, Old Tree Puer, it's just sometimes the price doesn't match the name of the tea. So I'd known a lot about Ling in theory. I knew that it was, high elevation stuff and some of the highest elevation stuff in Taiwan. And I just never bought it because I didn't trust myself enough to access it over the internet. So I told them, like, oh, I don't have the confidence to buy it, so I've never tried it, but I'd love to try it. Not knowing what they were going to ask me. They're like, oh, we got some. You want to try it? You want to try some Ling? I'm like, what the fuck? I never met these people in my life. Lisa, I don't know if you were there at that moment. You're probably somewhere around in the room, but I was like, okay, And so we got a guy on, and they were like, oh, you okay? Cool. I'm like, you want to brew? They're like, no, you brew. I'm like, okay, you just met me. This is Ling. I don't know that's real. And then you want me to brew your tea? You guys made it. It's really expensive if it's true, and then you want me to brew it. So I was like, what the yeah. And so they were like, have you ever... I'm like, I know how to brew high mountain oolong for myself, but I'm really nervous. This is 6 years ago. I don't know. They're like, no, don't worry about it. It's so good. Don't worry about it. Just use boiling water. It's fine. I actually set the temperature to like 190. At the time, I wasn't brewing tea that hot yet. Nowadays, we brew tea as hot as possible if we can. If we can't, no problem, but I was still babying oolongs a little bit, and I didn't know what to do with this tea. I thought, you generalize. The more sensitive the tea, the fancier the tea, the more you want to drop the temperature not to ruin it, right? Now we know, I think the opposite is true. The better the tea, the more you can put some in it. And then they're like, here you go. And I put just a tiny bit of this bag, okay? I just put a tiny bit. They're like, oh no, go, more. And I'm like, okay. Oh no, more, you know? They're like, more. And I'm like, okay. And like the guy wants half full already, or like just a lot of oolong balls, okay? I'm swimming in oolong balls. And so I brewed the tea. And they're complete strangers to me now. I mean, now they're like tea family to us, and you too, Lisa, right? Like, we've spent so much time together now, but Lisa, Teresa, and Fang. I was not there. I think she was in... No, I was there. Yeah. And yeah, they're like waiting for me to brew it, and I'm like, okay, how about now? Like, I'm scared. Like, no, just longer. And I'm like, come on, like, they made me brew it. Now they're gonna, like, boss me around about what I'm gonna do. Like, I didn't know. And I'm like, how about now? Like, it's been a long time already. They're like, no, let it sit. I'm like, I never had high mountain oolong that good in my life before, you know? I'm like, okay, how about now? They're like, okay, like, it's almost not enough time yet. They wanted me to go a little longer. But I'm so impatient, so we pour the tea. And man, the very first sip of that oolong, Discord, I told you guys this is why I picked this tea today. That unmistakable, this is the shit right here. Wow. And I think Fang was looking at me when I first took that first sip of oolong. I should have looked somewhere else. I'm usually pretty shy. So I'm not the best at maintaining eye contact if I'm talking about personal stuff, or if I'm busy. It's because I don't want to do that. But I was looking at Fang. I took my first sip. And just if I don't want to use an atomic bomb reference, like what's a good version of the atomic bomb? Like I don't know. It's like the Big Bang of creation and cloud butter and deliciousness and high mountain and Taiwan and positive vibes in my mouth. And we're in this busy like room. And I'm like, oh my god, wow, holy shit! You know, I didn't say holy shit. I was like. And I'm sure Fang saw my face, and that's probably why she was like, okay, this girl's pretty cool. Like, she gets it. Because it's actually not a very strong taste, I would say. The taste of this tea, it's pretty subtle. It's the feeling, you know? It's Showen from Floating Leaves calls it puffy. I wish we had a more consistent tea lexicon, like tea vocab, because how do you describe that? But yeah, it is puffy. You know, it's like, wow, I'm so bad at words. I don't know. But it's like a cloud exploded in joy in my mouth. Yeah, and that's a tea. And at that moment, I knew, I didn't care who told me, this is real, okay? Like, this is the stuff that I've been waiting for, I wanted to have, and yeah. And that was my first experience with Dayuling, and also my first, like, realization, which I didn't know at the time, but after I thought about it, I was like, holy crap, tea people are so generous and so non-judgmental, and the tea spirit is so, you know, kind and loving and trusting, because I really, for those of you who, you know, have my emails, I've talked about this before on emails, I dare you to take your best tea that you love so much and go to someone you never met and pour it for them. Not only pour it for them, actually, the expensive tea that you have, you let them brew it for you, not knowing that they will understand it or appreciate it. You know, and you look them in the eye, you're not like, oh, whatever, like, if they don't like it, whatever. You're, like, waiting for them and trusting them to understand, right? And I'm trying to develop that, because I don't have that. I think Steven does, and that's why Steven is amazing, and I love him. I'm trying to have more of that, just trust, and even if the person doesn't know, like, might not get it, are you still going to be able to brew that tea? And, you know, we talked a little bit. Fang gave me this, oh, here you go. You can have it. It's my last bag in the US, because she and her husband at the time and their kids were living in New York. So they're from Taiwan, but she was living in New York. So, oh, it's my last bag. Here you go. I can just get some more when I come back to Taiwan, you know. I'm like, okay. Like, put it in my pocket, you know, close the pocket. And this is that bag. So not only is this tea really special to me, just the memory of, like, the packaging, the moment, that just so much. So not only is it just when we talk about Ling being the highest elevation, whatever, the tea nerdy part of me is like, that's amazing. The terroir is so beautiful. It's such an interesting tea. But the person part of me is like, wow, this tea, if I hadn't had this tea, if that person at that time did not trust so much in a stranger to just connect, I wouldn't be where I was right now. And I feel like my tea journey is just like people building these steps for me to like slowly crawl over. And I'm like really clumsy and I don't know what I'm doing. But they're just building these steps for me patiently, waiting for me to get it until I get it, you know? And yeah, it's still happening. It happened with Pour Love, right? I now like Pour. And I joked with Steven that I feel like Steven's very advanced. He hasn't been in tea as long as I have, but he gets a lot of things a lot faster than me, which sometimes makes me very angry. So I'm like, dude, it took me so long to figure out that lesson, but you're way ahead of the curve. I tell him maybe he's reincarnated from some kind of tea maker. You know those little kids who supposedly remember some of their past lives? I think the Dalai Lama, they choose him based on they try to find a kid that seems to have memory of a past life being a lama, a Dalai Lama. And, you know, I imagine Steven as like a little 3-year-old kid. Why would you drink that tea if it hurts you? It's poison. It's not good. Or like, why would you buy the tea just out of curiosity? Just buy the tea that you love. Follow your heart. And little 3 years old, you know, holding like a little like kite or something. That's how I view Steven sometimes. Because he just seems to know a lot better than I do what to do in the tea practice and how to approach things and how to live life and stuff. Yeah, and that's, I think, why he's a much better brewer than I am. I think too much sometimes, and that's not a bad thing. Everyone's different, but definitely think a lot and sometimes overthink things. Yeah, I find that we talked about this yesterday in our interview with Forrest from Zolang. A lot of tea people who are musicians and artists, and a lot of the times they seem to brew tea really well. Today I looked at Steven and laughed at him when Noah from Floating Leaves said, oh, I feel like brewing tea is like playing music, because Steven doesn't like being called out for how amazing of a musician he is. He's great. Only I'm allowed to call him out like that. But yeah, that's the story of this tea, and why we love it, and why I decided to bring it up today, because it's just amazing. Yeah, I just needed some spirit lifting. I wasn't sad or anything, just Pour Love was a big challenge to hold up, yo. A challenge, 15 days, non-stop, you know, quarantine still kind of like surrounding us in a little, you know, cozy little tea bubble. And at tea, we don't really do that much. So a lot of brain power in our tea sessions lately, and not a lot of just, you know. But yeah, that's my story. I'm not a very good storyteller. I'm trying to be better, because just that moment is even bigger than how I can tell it. And some people are really able to capture the moment, and I feel like I'm not that good at it. I'm not that good. So this is the tea. So I'm glad you guys are sharing this with us today. Yeah. I gotta say my welcomes, because I got so into it. And let's see, Ronan is having that Wui from Gui tea. August says that Lisa was there that night that we talked about this Ling. So I met her that very first night too, that I met, you know, the tea fan from Taiwan. I think I was there, I just didn't talk to her very much because she hadn't spoken that much English yet. And I spoke no Chinese, obviously. And then Claudia says, yes, for those of you who were here earlier, Tea Epiphany, Claudia is pointing out that the Ling is quite precious right now because the government is limiting the amount of tea production that's going on there, reclaiming some of the gardens. I haven't been there myself. I'd like to go this year. I just love the tea. I have this really, really close connection to this tea because of that moment. We really rarely have this tea because I do want to extend the moment and reliving it over and over again. But eventually we'll finish this bag and then that'll be it. That's fine. Just have to accept it. And August says that, oh no, Lisa says that Fang introduced me to you. I remember her saying how she liked your tea vibe. She's very generous though. She likes everyone's vibe, unless proven wrong, so I'm not that special. But yeah, I'm glad that my dorky enjoyment of tea accounted for something that night. And welcome to friends T. Zelson, Mindful Tea, Sonia, Rabin from RB Ceramics, hopefully getting her name right for once, and Kung Fu Tea. Oh, and Martin from 80 Degrees, yeah. Kung Fu Tea's asking where we are. We're in Las Vegas. Not what you'd think for, super mindful tea practice. But we're here. Vegas actually has a really good tea community because the people who don't want to live the Sin City life have to go somewhere to hide from the lights and the people and stuff. And then August Baltas is here too. Welcome to tea practice today. Fourth steep of this Dayuling that is just incredible. It has a lot of memories attached to it. The story I just finished talking about. If you want to listen to that again, you can just watch the replay because I don't have it in me to embarrass myself with that kind of story again. It's not an embarrassing story, but I'm not a very good storyteller. It doesn't do justice to how I felt in that moment, how much gratitude I had for that moment happening and those people. So, yeah. If only we could just have tea together and I could maybe express it that way. Maybe. Did I get it right, Rabin? Yeah, there's a target with a peace sign. Does that mean you poke my eyes out? Because I don't know. Yeah. Whew, really good tea. On a tea tasting level, if Jeremy's still here, cloud surfing is a good word for this kind of tea. High mountain, fruity, sweet, not quite buttery. It's not quite buttery, it's like whipped cream, oolong. Yeah. When high mountain oolong is this good, usually you don't have a lot of strong, bold flavor. Unless you brew it like Nai Nai does, the maker of this tea. She just fills the pot up. She'll fill the pot up like this high, like this. And then boiling water, and then like 5 minutes. Whew, but you bet your ass that when you drink that tea, it's a little bit intense, but the Hui Gan and Hui Yun and aftertaste is like, oh my god, it's so worth it for that tiny bit of bitterness. She used to drink this tea every day in the morning before they stopped making it so much. She says, I'm gonna die eventually. I might as well drink the best while I'm still alive, right? So wise words to live by, but also I don't make Dayuling, so it's a little bit different for us, right? Jeremy says I'm phasing out a bit because he's completely hit so hard by the tea. He's having the Lishan from Floating Leaves. I hope it's worth it for being hit so hard by Canadian customs. Yeah. I'm not making fun of you, Jeremy, but Floating Leaves tea is really, really amazing too. I have so many of these stories of teas that just changed my life, and I'm like a sinking ship, and all the teas and people who have taught me about tea just keep bringing me back to the surface. Like, Ree, no, come back here. Come back. Yeah, and this is one of those times where would I be, man? I would still be talking about, like, this tea is 100 meters elevation, 10% oxidation. Which I like. I'm not using that to, like, throw shade on tea stats. I love tea stats. You guys know that. But the tea stats are like a bonus. It's when the tea is just so... It just hits you. That's like the good tea. Buy it for how it hits you. Buy it how it makes you feel. The oxidation level is just... It's like... No one even knows how to measure oxidation level, you know? I used to write these tasting notes for wholesale use, and I just threw out a number. I looked at the leaves, and I was like, it looks like about 20 to 30%. That's kind of how we play it, to be honest with you. Kung Fu Tea says, best wishes from Russian tea communities. I've never been to Russia. I would love to go there sometime. I've had some tea served to me by Russian tea folks, and man, their tea is intense. Intense. It's like they're almost camping all the time. They're intense all the time. Do you like my joke, Stephen? David Salchak is here. Welcome to our tea practice today. As we're winding down, let me know what you guys are drinking and how the session is going for you. I guess Jeremy's floating away on his Lishan cloud. Little pear-shaped cloud of high mountain oolong. Kung Fu Tea, are you familiar with Global Tea Hut? We're familiar with Global Tea Hut. No, I've never been there. What do you think about their whey? You know, I keep it in my periphery. Every single tea approach, I try to take something from it and take it both critically but also open-mindedly. So you kind of have to have an open mind but also critical mind. And then an open heart, but also, you know, protect yourself too. And Global Tea Hut is not one of my favorite tea mentors, maybe because I never met them before. But I like their magazine a lot. I really love the magazine from what I've read of them. And I guess what I'd want to see is just to make it easier to get into it. I feel like, or I don't know, I just feel like, yeah, I haven't got into Global Tea Hut because most of the tea experiences that have come to me, you know, like, it just hasn't arrived at my doorstep yet. So that's why, that's really my experience with them. I'm just so full of like tea generosity and experience and heart that whatever's in front of me is what I'm dealing with. I would like to go to Global Tea Hut's retreat center in Taiwan though, because I just want to see it for myself and experience what their way is. And while I love magazines, and I always tell you guys this, what's on paper cannot accurately reflect what is going on in the tea and with the person. So even all of the books that I love and all the writers that I love, I don't reference them unless I can talk to the person and get their say from their mouth what the tea knowledge, expression, etc. is. So yeah, so while I like the magazine, I can't say that I've met them, so I need to meet them. Yeah. The magazine's really good though. I really like reading about tea. Gabby, happy Thursday for you as well. Yeah, I heard that the retreat center is not open right now. I haven't gotten the chance to visit them during my time in Taiwan. I've been there 3 times last year and still not enough time. But trust that, you know, the tea journey will just kind of take you where you need to go. Kind of esoteric thing, but I'm never looking for like, oh, I need to go over there to get that thing. Because I already have so much in front of me. Yeah. Steven, how's this tea for you? I haven't even asked you. Got the super delicious, super sweet. Wow, just a symphony. Delicious, delicious, delicious. So thanks for joining us on this really, really lovely. It's turned pretty lovely. Was it Thursday afternoon? Hope you guys are having a good tea time this afternoon. Tea Curious friends, you're all Tea Curious friends, but people who are on the Pour Love Challenge, we're tallying up those results tonight. Very relaxed, don't worry. And I look forward to sharing that with you guys over the next couple of days. We're at 70 teas so far in the log, and I'm only on day 2. Yeah, I did log my Instagram lives during the 15 days that I did it, so that's why it's so much. But for those of you who didn't know, we did a Pour Love Challenge that we just finished yesterday. 15 days of non-stop pour madness. That's why today is a little bit more chill. I went back to my oolong cave. I do love pour now though. We have some really good pour coming in from some of the folks we interviewed over the last couple of days. If you missed those interviews, they're on YouTube. Yep. They're on YouTube. We interviewed Glenn from Crimson Lotus Tea. We interviewed Nan, my friend from Miami, who's from Yunnan. Have you talked to someone from Yunnan about stuff? You know? So we talked to her about Yunnan tea. We, who else? Jeffrey McIntosh.
Forrest should be up soon.
Forrest is Zhuang tea coming up soon. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Instagram's about to kick us off. But we really appreciate your time today and joining us for tea practice. It's been so lovely. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I'm so happy. Hope you guys are too.